The boy who vanished at Frost Hollow Field. Subscribe if you're not afraid of disappearing places. When you grow up in a small American town forgotten by time, you learn that some places feel alive, even when they shouldn't. For us, that place was Frost Hollow Field, a baseball field abandoned behind the old middle school that shut down long before any of us were born. The school itself was a sagging corpse of brick and busted windows, swallowed by frost-bitten woods. But the field, that was where we lived every summer. Not literally, just enough to forget the town we hated. Me, Tyler, and Ben were inseparable back then. We were the kind of kids who would sit outside until 3 a.m. talking about everything and nothing. Frost Hollow gave us that escape. Nobody went there. Not cops. Not teachers. Not parents. It was ours. Our safe spot. Our hideout. Our world. But there was always one thing about the field that never sat right with me. The lamp. A single, crooked lamp post beside the bleachers that somehow still worked, buzzing faintly with this eerie orange glow. Like it was stuck between life and death. It barely lit anything except our faces, leaving the woods in a suffocating wall of darkness. Whenever the conversation slowed, I'd find myself staring into those woods, wondering if something was staring back. Ben used to laugh at me. "Dude, relax. It's just trees." But sometimes, when the wind died and the night got too quiet, even he stopped laughing. I swear those woods had a pulse. The night everything changed. It happened in early June, just after school ended. I remember because it was the first night we didn't need jackets. I went to Frost Hollow at around 10 p.m., expecting to meet Tyler and Ben. Tyler texted he'd be late. Ben didn't reply at all, but that wasn't unusual for him. His home life was complicated. When I reached the bleachers, the lamp was already on, humming like always. But something felt different. The air was painfully still. No wind. No insects. Nothing. I sat down and waited. 10 minutes. 20. 40. No sign of either of them. I tried calling Ben. No answer. I told myself not to freak out, but the longer I sat alone, the more it felt like the darkness was closing in. The woods felt awake, as if the silence was something breathing. Finally, I stood up to leave. As I headed back down the narrow trail toward the school, something cracked behind me, just a single twig snapping. I spun around. Nothing. The lamp light barely reached past the first row of trees. Another snap. This time closer. "Ben?" I whispered. My own voice sounded too loud. I backed away slowly, refusing to take my eyes off the tree line. A third sound, a soft shuffle. That was enough. I ran. Hard. I didn't stop until I was in my car, hands shaking. I texted both of them again. Nothing. The town starts to panic. The next morning, I woke up to my mom knocking on my door. "Have you seen Ben?" My stomach dropped. By noon, the whole town knew. His mom called everyone she could think of. Search parties formed by evening. People combed the woods, the school, the field. Nothing. No footprints. No clothing. No signs of a struggle. It was like the earth itself swallowed him. Tyler blamed himself for not showing up. I blamed myself for leaving early. Ben's mom blamed the police. But deep down, we all shared the same terrifying thought. Whatever took Ben was watching us long before that night. And it wasn't done. The Watcher in the Orange Light. For weeks after Ben vanished, Frost Hollow Field stopped being a hangout spot and became a wound the whole town refused to touch. Search crews came and went. Cadaver dogs sniffed around the woods but only got confused. Flashlights scanned the baseball diamond until sunrise. Reporters shoved cameras into Ben's mom's face. Rumors spread like rot. But no answers ever surfaced. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that I knew something. That the field had shown me something I hadn't fully processed. That the crack of twigs I heard that night wasn't an animal. It was someone. Or something shaped like someone. 2 weeks after the disappearance, Tyler and I made a decision that, looking back, we should have never made. We returned to Frost Hollow. Not because we were brave. Because we were desperate. Tyler parked the car by the old school, his hands trembling on the wheel. "You ready?" he asked. "No," I said. "But let's go anyway." We walked through the freezing woods. How it was so cold in June made no sense, and every step felt wrong, like the forest wanted us gone. The orange lamp was already buzzing in the distance, flickering like it was struggling for breath. Tyler stopped. "Do you smell that?" I did. A faint metallic odor, like burnt wiring. It stung the back of my throat. We stepped into the clearing. The bleachers were empty. The field silent. But the lamp was flickering violently now, casting long, twitching shadows across the dirt. "This place feels different," Tyler murmured. It did. It felt occupied. I climbed the first row of the bleachers, looking across the field toward the woods. Then I saw it. A silhouette. Right at the edge of the trees. Perfectly still. Perfectly upright. Almost human, but too tall, too thin. "Tyler," I hissed. "What?" I pointed. He froze. "I don't." The figure stepped back behind a tree so smoothly it looked inhuman. We didn't breathe for 10 seconds. Then Tyler whispered, "That wasn't a person." We decided to leave. Slowly. Carefully. But as we neared the trail back to the school, something changed. The lamp behind us stopped flickering. It went solid. Bright. Almost violently bright. The shadow behind us stretched forward across the ground, long, impossibly long. And then, the lamp shut off. Everything plunged into darkness. For a moment neither of us moved. Then branches cracked all around, front, back, sides, circling us like footsteps closing in. "Run!" Tyler shouted. We sprinted through the woods, tripping, scraping against branches, gasping for air. Something ran behind us. Not loud. Not clumsy. It moved like it knew the forest better than we did. When we burst out beside the school and reached the parking lot, the car looked like salvation. Tyler fumbled with the keys, swearing under his breath. Finally, the doors unlocked. We dove inside. He jammed the keys into the ignition. The headlights flicked on. And we both screamed. Someone was standing on the baseball field path. The same tall silhouette. Watching. Unmoving. Tyler reversed so fast the tires screeched on the pavement. We sped down the road, not stopping until we reached town limits. When we finally pulled over, sweating and shaking, we didn't speak for minutes. Then Tyler said something that chilled me more than anything I had seen. That thing wasn't random. It was waiting. It knew we were coming back. I didn't want to believe him. But 2 days later, I found something on my front porch. A torn piece of denim. Ben's denim jacket. The one he wore the night he vanished. And pinned to it, a small metal charm shaped like a lamp post. The same lamp that watched us every night at Frost Hollow. The same lamp that went dark. Right before the footsteps surrounded us. What lives after the light goes out? I didn't sleep the night I found Ben's denim scrap on my porch. Not because of the fabric. Not because of the metal charm shaped like the Frost Hollow lamp. What terrified me was the fact that someone had to step onto my porch to leave it there. Someone knew where I lived. Tyler came over the next morning, pale and jittery, looking like he hadn't slept either. "We need to go to the cops," he said immediately. I tried. I told him. They brushed me off. Said it was probably a prank. Tyler clenched his jaw. They don't know what we saw. No one did. And honestly, I didn't think anyone would believe us even if we tried to explain it. But one thing was clear. Ben hadn't run away. Ben hadn't gotten lost. Ben hadn't been taken randomly. Something in those woods wanted him. And now, it wanted us too. The final return. We didn't want to go back to Frost Hollow. Every instinct told us not to. But people don't just leave clues unless they want them found. Ben's denim scrap. The lamp charm. The silhouette in the trees. It was all a taunt. A challenge. A promise that this wasn't over. Tyler parked at the school, engine idling. "You sure?" he asked. "No," I admitted. "But I'm not letting that thing keep him." We stepped into the woods. This time we brought flashlights. But even the beams felt swallowed by something thicker than darkness. The deeper we went, the more it felt like the trees were leaning inward, watching. When the field finally came into view, the lamp was off. Completely dead. Not buzzing. Not flickering. Just gone. "What happened to it?" Tyler murmured. Before I could answer, a warm orange glow ignited, not from the lamp, but from the woods behind the bleachers. Something was standing there. Very still. Very tall. Its outline glowed faintly orange, like it was lit from inside. And then, another one appeared beside it. And another. 3 silhouettes. All motionless. All facing us. The same way they faced Ben that night. Tyler whispered, "If we run, they'll chase." He was right. So we didn't run. We stepped forward. The truth in the woods. The silhouettes didn't move until we reached the bleachers. Then, all at once, the middle figure stepped out into the open. It wasn't a creature. It was a person. A man in a long coat, face hidden beneath a hood. The other 2 followed, silent and synchronized, like shadows obeying a command. My flashlight shook as I lifted it. "Where is Ben?" The man tilted his head slowly, almost curiously. Then he raised his right hand. He wasn't pointing at us. He was pointing at the lamp. Except now. The lamp was glowing again. But not orange. Blue. Cold. Pulsing. Alive. Tyler grabbed my arm. "We need to go. Now." We backed away. The lamp's blue glow spread across the field like a spotlight searching for something, someone. And when it touched the 3 figures, something horrifying happened. Their bodies flickered. Jolted. Distorted like static on an old TV. Not human. Not anymore. The blue light revealed them for what they truly were, shapes mimicking human outlines, masks of flesh stretched over something empty. That's when they moved. Not walked. Not ran. Glided. Silent. Fast. Straight toward us. We bolted into the woods, crashing through branches, screaming for air. The blue glow chased through the trees, bending shadows unnaturally. I didn't dare look back. When we burst out beside the school again, the lamp behind us flickered violently, orange, then blue, then black. And everything went quiet. Aftermath. No one ever found Ben. No one believed what Tyler and I saw. A month later, Tyler's family moved away. We still text, but he refuses to talk about Frost Hollow. As for the lamp, the town finally tore it down. The school too. All of it gone. But last week, as I drove past the empty lot, I saw something glowing deep in the woods. Not orange. Not blue. Both. Pulsing. Waiting. The same way it waited for Ben. The same way it waited for us. Some places don't die when you tear them down. They follow you home.